I am extremely obese.
Here comes the
Good evening from sunny Orlando and welcome to Tide Tuesdays. That's right, not Taco Tuesdays, it's Tide Tuesdays. My name's Julio Zayas. I'm 52 years old and I've been on a GLP-1 journey since November 3rd, 2025. Today is June 30th, 2026. I'm currently on Zepbound 5 milligrams. My highest weight was 285. Starting weight was 247. Current weight is 199 plus, and goal weight is 170, and all that on a towering 5'6" tall. As always, I'm not a doctor and this is not medical advice. I'm a patient, and we are here to have some fun and share our experiences with the best community on YouTube, the GLP-1 community. All right, let's get this party started with the coolest song on YouTube. Let's turn up the volume. You guys ready? Let's go.
Here comes the
Everybody should be dancing at home right now. Woo! Let's go. All right. Let's get going. 25 people in already. Don't forget, guys. Go ahead and give me a, what do you guys call this? A thumbs up. Something like that. Let's get this party going, guys. So happy to be here. So happy to see everybody coming in. I just put out a video a little bit ago, and I was worried that everybody was going to be watching the video and not coming to the live, but I can see already we got some people in here. So welcome. Thank you guys for coming in. I appreciate it. Carol was the first one tonight. Thank you, Carol. Carol was a little late last time, so she's making up for it. Oh, it's funny. Hello, Big Dave. Dave was in right behind her. Toth was right behind her. Welcome, guys. We got, let's see, Texas Shane is in the house. Love it. Rock and roll. Ooh, Sunshine. Hello, Sunshine. Welcome. Hello. B Bear ate me. What's going on? Welcome, everyone. Welcome. Lisa is in here. Lisa is a new member. Welcome, Lisa, to the membership. You're the proud parent of a Gila Monster egg. That's awesome. Our good friend Beho, hello. Oh, you're out to dinner. Well, I'm glad you got a chance to at least drop in and say hello. If you can watch a little bit, that'd be great. Thank you for coming. Alan Hack 19. Hello, everyone. What's going on, Alan? Nice to see you as well. Sweet Bear. Oh, Sweet Bay. Sorry. Sweet Bay. Hello, Julio in chat. Happy Tuesday. Sweet Bay. Hello. Welcome. Now, tonight, let's try to do this. I'm going to keep an eye on the time. Last time, Sunday, for the members, we were supposed to do an hour, and we did 3 hours, almost 3 hours. As you guys can see on the replay there, it's almost a 3-hour video. So I'm going to keep an eye on the time this time so I don't get in trouble with the missus. I may have slept in the doghouse that night, but let's go ahead and keep an eye on the time. You guys keep me straight. And also, if you have any questions for me, please put QQQ or something to alert me. I'm going to try to read the comments. If you want to make a comment, want me to read a comment, I'll try to read those and try to read the questions as well, as opposed to trying to read everything. Because as you guys have seen, I've kind of fallen far behind, and I'm responding to stuff that was asked, 30 minutes before. So I'm going to try to keep up. I'm going to try to change a little bit and keep up tonight. So, so Todd says, have to make a correction from last week. I took my second shot about an hour ago, and it is 2.5, and then titrates up to 5, and eventually 7.5 third month. Gotcha. So they got you on like a schedule instead of you kind of doing it as you, as you feel like you need to go up. They got you already set up. Hey, there's my good friend Sandra. Hello, everyone. Let's have some fun tonight. Yes. Barb. Good evening, everyone. Good evening, Barb. My buddy Travis. Welcome, Travis. Hello, Julio and Thai crew. I'm going to throw some questions your way this episode. I appreciate it, man. Let's go. Let's talk. We got Gosh here. Hello, everyone. My mother-in-law. Hey, Nana. Welcome back. Thank you for coming. Nana is my biggest supporter from the family. Other than Angie, other than the wife. Oh, you already saw the video, Sweet Bay? That's awesome. I hope I'm saying it right. I feel kind of weird calling you Sweet Bay. My Sweet Bay. Thank you for watching the video and commenting as well. Be well with Kara. Hello. Hey, Julio. Hey, everyone. All right. Now I'm looking. Todd. What's going on, Todd? Branson, Missouri. Thank you, Todd. I appreciate it. He says, thanks for sharing your journey. Thank you. It's my pleasure. Glad to be here. Glad to share. I'm supposed to be reading over here. I bought this contraption. Oh, you guys may not know, if you weren't in the members chat a couple of nights ago, or you haven't seen that video on the replay. I went ahead and bought some things, new laptop, new lighting, new teleprompter, so I could read. I'm sitting here reading from the laptop, so it is better because it's bigger. But I'm trying to keep my eyes on you guys. Got to keep my eyes on you. So I don't know. I may still go down here. I don't know. We'll see. But we'll play around with it and see what I can see, because it is pretty small on the screen. It's very tiny. And I don't know. That's why I'll probably need the QQQs, because if not, I'm not going to be able to see. I'm going to miss a lot of stuff. So everyone is saying hello. Hello, everybody. Travis, sweet cheater shirt. Question for you. How has your energy level changed over the last 8 months? I mean, man, it's amazing. It's incredible. It's only gone up. It's only been better. I used to literally nap every single day at some point. 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock, I would take a nap, some sort of nap. Whether it was 5 minutes or an hour long, I would take some sort of nap. 100%. If I went to jiu-jitsu, it wrecked me. That's why I didn't go very often, and that would definitely wreck me. I didn't even want to go to the gym. Now I go to the gym. I don't want to leave. Then I go to jiu-jitsu. And I noticed that was a big deal when I took my son with me. My son's 19 years old. He's in fairly good shape. He works out. He's got a 31 waist, I believe. And we went when just now, like this summer, when he finished school. He's going to be a senior now at UCF, and when he finished his junior year just a few months ago, 2 3 months ago, we went to we did my routine. We're like, hey, awesome, let's go to the gym, let's go to jujitsu. And after jujitsu, he was like, I am beat up, and I was like, really? So yeah, man, my energy is great, and that's where I made the mistake of using my when I was doing my TDEE. I was looking at that since I wasn't feeling tired or feeling like I was doing a whole lot. Like still had a lot in reserve, which I have held back because cardio and things like that, because I wanted to be able to add cardio when I hit my first plateau, which I was guesstimating would be around 190 pounds, but I think I'm there now. So I'm starting to do more cardio now. But I had a lot in reserve. So I actually put in my TDE that I was doing moderate exercising. And I've been told by a couple of people that, a few people, even you guys on here, have told me that that that's pretty extreme exercising, going to the gym 6 days for weight training, and then doing some sort of cardio there, and then going to jujitsu 3 4 days a week. That's pretty heavy. But so yeah, my energy level has been pretty good. Thank you for asking. Yes, Patricia, I am a cheater. I love to cheat. And I'm going to keep cheating probably for the rest of my life. And Barb says, I'm a cheater. You're a cheater. We're all cheaters. Yes, we are. You know what? I bet. Let me see something here. That's what it is. I had I had the teleprompter way too low. Now I can read it better. And now I can see. Good stuff. All right. Okay. Little tweak there. Hello, caring for others. How are you? Thank you for coming. Thank you, thank you all of you for being here. I really appreciate it. Thank you so much. Aw. Sunshine gifted 5 Riding the Tide memberships. You know what that means, guys. It is time to celebrate. Woo! You ready? Thank you, Sunshine. You guys should all be dancing at home too. That's awesome. 5 new members on here. Fantastic. That's awesome. Thank you, Sunshine. I appreciate it. That's killer. Killer. Thank you so much. Got a question from B Bear Amy. Do you plan on moving up to 7.5? That's a great question. I plan on moving up as high as I need to go whenever my body is asking for it. So here's what I mean by that. I made a video on this as well. There are 3 factors that I'm looking for, because when I went up to 5, I'll tell you the background. When I went up to 5, I went up to 5 when I hit week 5. On week 6, I bumped up to 5. And the reason why I did at the time, I was still learning a lot, reading. Well, actually, I hadn't read the books yet because they came out at the end of December, but I was starting to read, I was watching YouTube and all that. I just didn't know yet, but I asked one of my family members what was the best dose where she lost the most weight, and she said 5 milligrams. So I called the doctor and I said, "Hey, hook me up, bump me to 5." That was the only reason why I bumped up to 5. So when I read Weightless and Enough at the end of December, by that point I was like, "Ooh, I shouldn't have done that." So my the three factors that I look for are: number one is going to be food noise, first and foremost. For me, food noise is the most important part. If if I get food noise back, I'm immediately going to titrate up and hopefully get rid of the food noise again if it comes back. Number two is going to be uh, like a real stall. Like I just stop losing weight. And what I mean by real is I'm really big on my numbers and kind of trying to predict how my body's going to react and where I'm at with my carbohydrates, with my food, with all things. I track everything, my exercise, obviously, and I'm learning as I go along. I got the scale. I'm always measuring everything. So what I mean by a real stall is, it's not just stalling because obviously that could mean a million different things. So, like now, I've gone a month at the 199, between 199 and 202, 203 is where I've been bouncing. So, it's a full month. That's the first time that this has happened since I started this journey. So, um, I'm actually going to I've actually changed. I've lowered my calories and I've raised my cardiovascular, my steps, just tweaking it to see if that pushes me over the edge, and then I can start, leveling it out again. Not a permanent thing. And I'm lowering my calories by lowering my carbohydrate intake. So I'm doing less. Like I'm trying to do around 30 grams of carbohydrates, tops 20 to 30, as opposed to, I was at like 180 carbohydrates daily. Not that I always hit that, but that was like my goal every day, and I would at least do 100 to 120. And then sometimes I would hit the 185, 180 mark. So um, those are the three. And then the third factor that I would titrate up is going to be if the doctor tells me, hey, your labs are not looking good, things are not going the right direction, if something internally that I just don't feel is happening. And he's like, I suggest that we go up in dose, just to see if that, does, helps. So those are the three things that I'm really looking for. But this is I feel like this is we're learning. This is like an ever changing deal. So I'm constantly reading and watching videos and trying to educate myself as best as possible. So, but still, as of right now, and that's what I'm doing right now. I started yesterday. I cut back, like I said, I cut back on the carbohydrates, and I'm, working on my weight. If this doesn't work, if I don't budge, if I go another month without losing any weight, I'll probably titrate up to 7.5. That's where I'm at. Hope that answers the question. Um, All right, let's see here. Paula's in the house. Hello, Paula. Welcome, welcome. And all tie riders. Um, says Todd says, fun fact, Julio, my friend trained with Dan Inosanto. Is he a bodybuilder? I'm not sure who Dan is. Or should I know who Dan is? Sorry, Barb, that you're not feeling well. I hope you feel better, and hopefully you'll enjoy the replay just as much. But I hope you get some good rest and you feel better tomorrow. Thanks for stopping by. So Carol needs some assistance here. How does she gift a membership? And I know I'm getting behind, so we got Eddie G in the house as well. Nine Lives is in. Hello, hello, Nine Lives. Hope you all are having a great night. It's always great Thai Tuesdays. Here we are. We got a good friend, the dude. The dude is in the house. Welcome, welcome, man. Travis, question. Julio, how has being in a family with multiple users of GLPs impacted your decisions? Do you feel pressure to succeed? Um, Not really from my family. Not really. Not from my wife or my sister. Um, I think I always dive into my dieting escapades, right? Or all the diets I've ever done. I always really dive into them. Like when I did carnivore, I was hardcore and I was trying to get everybody on it. Atkins, ketos, and all the stuff that I've done. When I did OA, I was like trying to get my family to go with me. I'm like, you guys got to go check this out. This is fun. This is great. It's great. So I always try to bring the family along, and I don't feel the pressure from them. I, you know, I I don't know that I feel pressure for this to succeed, for me to succeed. I feel like I always don't want to let myself down. I don't want to fail again. So there's that fear that I've always had because I've always, quote unquote, failed, right, on these diets. So, I'm like, man, I hope this medication. That's why, like Barb and the downsize and, people that have been on this for 2, 3, 4 years. They are my inspiration because I see them and I'm like, man, and I know it doesn't work for everybody because there are people in carnivore that have been doing it now for 20 years and only eating meat and they've succeeded, and people have been doing it for 3, 4 years as well and they've succeeded on the carnivore, and I just couldn't do it. It wasn't, it was too much food noise for me. So I knew I was going to do that. I got to be careful. I don't know how bad that was, but all right. So yeah, I mean, I guess I hope that answers the question. I'm not feeling it from my family, no. I mean, I think they feel kind of pressure from me a little bit because I'm always like, you know, uh, I'm always mentioning, hey, you're gonna go work out, blah blah blah. And they probably feel like, oh, come on, leave me alone. But I try not to bother them at all. We're all on a different journey, and my sister and my wife have a different journey that I have, and I fully understand that. So I don't mess with them too much. I'm nice about it, but you know. Um, all right, let's see here. So Paula wants to know how to gift memberships as well. You guys are awesome, and I love that. And thank you so much. I was hoping Barb would get one before she left, but um, so Todd says I'm on 2.5, 5 days in food noise, but 5 days in food noise got loud again. Dang, that stinks, man. Um, well, you know what? Oh, so let me read it. So he says, Todd says, I'm on 2.5, but 5 days in, food noise got loud again. Is that normal? Not white knuckling it, but was hungry again. So this is very important. And this is something that I did that happened to me. And I want to express this for anybody as much as possible. Hold on, let me do something here real quick. All right, this is much better. Whew. All right. Now I can see. I had a mode on that was I couldn't see anything. All right. So let's talk about this really quick. And I say quick, but I'm going to be talking for a minute. All right. Todd, there's a difference, and obviously it's not medical advice. I already said that, but let me say it again. Look, there's a thing. There's. I left jujitsu one day, and like I said, I was going to the gym, then going to jujitsu. So I left jujitsu one day and I'm literally driving home and I look over at Taco Bell. I'm like, ooh, Taco Bell sounds really good right now. And immediately I was like, oh no, the food noise is back. I'm literally craving Taco Bell again because until that point, I didn't even. I would look at Taco Bell and feel nauseous, right? Or feel not really, but feel like there's no way I could eat Taco Bell. That would make me sick if I tried it. So at that point, I was like, oh no, and I was literally going to drive home and tell my doctor I need to titrate up to 7.5. And when I got home, I ate really quick, and then I realized that I wasn't thinking about Taco Bell. I was literally thinking like, there's no way I could eat Taco Bell now. So I didn't call the doctor, and I started thinking about it. I'm like, wait a second. When I have food noise, before this medication, if I wanted Taco Bell and I went home and ate, the wanting Taco Bell didn't go away. The food noise remained. So I realized then it wasn't food noise. So I did a little bit of research and I realized and I learned that it's food signals or hunger signals, hunger signaling, something I had never had my entire life. But a normal person that drinks a protein shake, goes and works out on weights, and then goes to a jujitsu class and rolls around for an hour and a half and sweats and all that is going to be quote unquote starving. Anybody would be hungry after that. And because this medicine at the beginning has such strong appetite suppression that by the time I got to the point where I was actually when the medicine starts to adjust, your body starts to adjust to the medicine, all of a sudden I call it being normal, but you're regulated to have a normal metabolism. So therefore you start to have hunger signals. And that's where some people do titrate up when they get and you may already know this, and this may be food signaling for you. I mean, not food signaling, but rather food noise. So, I'm not saying this is what it is, but for those of you out there that haven't heard this before and aren't aware of this, I just wanted to use this opportunity to say that. So I'm not saying that this is what it is for you, Todd. It may really be that that you need to titrate up for sure. That could be the case, but just be sure that you look at that if you haven't heard this before and you're unsure, the difference between hunger signals, and which for me it took a lot longer. You're kind of starting out, so you may really need to you know go up in dose, but talk to your doctor about it. But that those are my thoughts. And we have a donation. It's a donation tip something, 4.99 from Carol. And you know what that means, guys, that we have got to celebrate.
Here comes the
That gets a little siren too. Thank you, Carol. I appreciate that so much. Thank you. Very nice of you. You said my daughter Tiff on here tonight. She's trying to decide if she wants to be a cheater. That is awesome, Tiff. Welcome to Tide Tuesdays. I appreciate you being here. Make sure you comment, say hello to everyone if you haven't already. I haven't seen it yet, but hopefully you're in here. Welcome, Tiff. That's right. Sunshine says, Tiff, be a cheater. I love that. Travis says, Tiff, do what's right for you. No internet group should sway you one way or another. Your health is the most important thing you have. That is 100% true. Yeah, we're not going to sway you into doing this. This is definitely a personal decision to make. If you are, there's Tiff. Hey, Tiff. Welcome. and you're nervous, and that's understandable. And a lot of people are. And actually, the video I just put out tonight was directed towards those that are nervous and not ready to take this step, which is fine. It's absolutely perfect. And that's what I said on the video that I put out tonight. So if you have a chance to watch it, I spoke about Overeaters Anonymous. I got my Overeaters Anonymous books here. I don't even know if that's upside down, but yeah, I got all of them. I got a bunch of them. But yeah, I was the video is about, I want on this channel, I don't just want people that are on GLP-1s. I want to attract even those that are thinking about it, like Tiff, or can't afford it, right? Some people can't afford the medication. Some people are afraid of needles or pills, now that we have the pills. There are some different reasons why people are not ready for or won't be able to take this medication. And I want to put on this channel all the other options that are available, from Overeaters Anonymous to keto carnivore diets, whatever, is out there, and people that can talk on those subjects, because, it's something is better than nothing. That's the bottom line. So if there's something that you can do, or that somebody can find in this channel that they can do, and reach out or something, that would be fantastic. So I would love that. But Tiff, it's okay to be nervous, and if you decide to do it, we are here to support you, and this is a community that will support you in any way that you need support. I don't know, your mom obviously is an incredible support, so um, she knows what she's doing. She's good. See, that's what I was talking about. Tiff says she hates needles. That's a big deal. My wife and my sister do not inject themselves. Every Thursday morning before I record my Thursday morning updates, I my sister drives from her house to my house before she drives to work every Thursday morning at 7:30, so I can give her the injection. She tried. She sat there for an hour one morning at her house trying to inject herself, and she couldn't. So, it's a real fear. A lot of people have this fear. This is not uncommon. So, don't feel like you're on an island alone. There are a lot of people that would not inject themselves. So, I know Paula. Paula says, "What are you afraid of, or nervous about?" But it is a real founded fear, and Sunshine says, "I was nervous too. You will know when it's time." Yep, that's it. All right, let's see if we can find another question. You guys are all chatting with each other. Oh, Todd says Dan trained with Bruce Lee. I didn't know, but that's cool. That's awesome. I don't know the guy, but I'll look him up. First I hear of him. So Texas Shane says, "Well, I've officially ordered my first brand named Zepbound through Lily Direct. I've been on Compound 2.5 my entire journey, but I want to try the brand name. We shall see if I stay with it or go back." That's interesting, my friend. Let us know. Let me know for sure how that works out. Um, J.R. Ryan says, "Greetings. Have you ever struggled with alcohol or have any changes in your habits on GLP?" So I do not I've never had a struggle with alcohol. Probably drank a little too much in my 20s, my early 20s. But when I became a cop, I was arresting people for DUIs. So I felt like I would be a hypocrite if I was out getting drunk. So I didn't get drunk again after I became a cop. I started working as a cop at 21. So you can imagine. Even at home, I tried not to. And then when I had my son, it was like I really wanted to get my brain to be pretty pretty straight and level, when I was taking care of my kids. Um, so I never had really issue with alcohol, but I have alcoholics in my family. So I think that the food addiction is very similar to alcoholism, obviously different, but very similar. When I started the medication, now I drink and I still drink, but I did kind of used to, I would crave it. Like if my wife and I were like out somewhere, we're like, hey, let's have some mojitos. I'd be like, ooh, yeah, mojito, Of course, the sugar, probably attracted me to it. And now that I don't have the sugar craving the way I used to, a mojito's like, okay, yeah, I'll have a mojito. So it's a little bit different. It hits different. I can literally say no, I don't want one when everybody's having one, but I try not to because I don't, it doesn't bother me, and I try not to be the party pooper. It's like, no, I don't drink alcohol, which is fine. My uh, family members that do not drink anymore. That's that's how it is, and I fully support it. Um, so yeah, let me see here. Tiff says, I don't want to be on statins the rest of my life. Um, that is true. And I don't know the science behind that. If anybody can respond to that, I'm not sure how the medication works. Um, as far as that goes, I believe some people have gone off statins because of it, but you know, I mean, better health, uh, whichever way, it's kind of how we all ended up taking this medication at the end of the day, right? We've tried so many diets and trying to be healthier in so many ways. And this medication is a tool, a new tool for us to be able to get to that point. So, you know, uh, if you've tried other things and you're trying other things and they're not working, that would probably be for sure a direction to go. Um, okay, here we go. You guys are chatting. All right, we got a question from Carol. Carol G. Gangsta, my gangsta friend. Has anyone on this live been able to get off statins for high cholesterol by using GLP-1s? Asking for my daughter. That's what I just asked. We're on the same page here. All right, I'm going to keep going. Paula says, taking a GLP-1 has been the best decision I have ever made. No, Shane, wait. Texas Shane. I didn't start statins yet, but I had high blood pressure. My blood pressure is optimal now. Weight loss truly improved it 100%. So that's the blood pressure. Yeah, Travis says, I wasn't on statins at all, but my cholesterol's numbers improved dramatically. Cholesterol numbers have improved. Carol says, anyone have an autoimmune disorder and bad joint pain that has been alleviated by GLP-1s? I personally haven't had autoimmune disorder, but the joint pains, major joint pains. I mean, even as far as gout, right? Gout is a joint pain as well. Haven't had a gout attack since I started medication. I'm not, super excited yet. Not going to get excited until I've been over a year. I would at least get one or two per year in the last like 4 or 5 years. So I'm not counting my whatever, eggs before they hatch. Is that what it's called? But my ankles, when I would wake up in the morning, I did a video on this. When I wake up in the morning and get out of bed, I literally walked like ouch, 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 all the way to the bathroom because my ankles were, I had so much pain on my ankles, my shoulders, my elbows. Like when I would work out and do this exercise, my elbows, like I stopped doing that exercise and I do it now at the gym, no problem. So I had joint pain that is now alleviated. I never had knee pain, thankfully, knock on wood, but other joints I have had issues with. So um, for sure. Let me see. Donna, welcome, Donna. Hello, hello. Take my first tirzepatide injection tonight. Excited and apprehensive both. Guys, we have got to celebrate Donna. Donna. Everybody ready? Come on, everybody at the same time. Woo! Donna, first time, welcome. Donna, welcome to this community. Welcome to the GLP-1 community. Congratulations on taking your first step. That is the hardest step, Donna. Now you're gonna ride the tie. You're riding the tie now. You are riding the tie, my friend. Thank you for coming here as well. Travis says, question, Julio. Like you, I am on 5 milligrams. I've lost 120 pounds over 15 plus months. And along the way, weight loss became secondary for me. Have you noticed your priorities changing? First of all, amazing. Sorry, man, but you deserve. I know we just did this, but let's go. You guys ready? For Travis, man, that is a fantastic journey, man, that you've been on. 120 pounds, man. That is crazy awesome, man. Fantastic. I love it. We have to celebrate you, man. That's killer. How I changing my priorities? Yeah. So, you know, and this happened with Overeaters Anonymous too. Not that it happened with them, but you know, we talked about that a lot on Overeaters Anonymous. We called it, you know, we used to say we come for the vanity and we stay for the sanity. And you know, in a sense is similar, right? The sanity of feeling better and losing weight and feeling better with your body and with your um, what do you call it, with your health is, you know, makes you feel better. But also I now look at the sanity word, you know, as my brain is no longer has the food noise. So because I don't have the food noise, my brain, my thoughts are open to so many other things. I'm more cognizant and I can make better decisions. So yeah, it's changed drastically. I prioritize health and eating and, you know, all these things that I do, like tracking and all that. I started this YouTube channel. This is something that, you know, I never would have done. There's no way I could have done this. You know, my schedule now is double busy. I'm super busy with real estate. I'm super busy with YouTube. I'm going to the gym. I'm going to jujitsu. I'm spending time with the family. I'm traveling. I mean, there's so many things going on that before this medication, I couldn't do a third of the way my schedule looks now. And I'm in love with it. Like I feel this incredible sense of accomplishment that I haven't felt in many years. And so yeah, I mean that's one aspect of it. But yeah, the priority is health, and you guys know that, I've the reason why I do the bioimpedance scale is because I'm trying to hit uh, to keep my muscle to the very least or lose very little muscle. I'm okay with losing muscle because I understand I'm in 1,000 calorie deficit at least. So, I understand that that can take its toll on muscle, uh, on the muscle. So, yeah, my priorities are health. Like I can't wait to go to the get my DEXA scan, DEXA Fit Orlando. I'm doing that this month in July, this coming month, and I want to see how my visceral fat. So visceral fat and muscle are my priorities. Where when I first started, I'm like, I hope I can fit in these genes again someday. The vanity thing was huge, right? I mean, because there's discomfort in not being able to shop and not being able to wear certain clothes and stuff like that. So the clothing part of it, the quote unquote vanity and feeling better, taking pictures and all that stuff, it is important. I'm not discrediting that, but the priorities are maintaining muscle or gaining muscle, and the visceral fat, getting rid of visceral fat, and getting good labs. I'm hoping the labs are good. July 16th. I'm gonna take you guys with me. So yeah, thanks for asking, man. Let me see here. Here we go. Travis gifted 5 Riding the Tide memberships at 8:31. So I'm 15 minutes behind, but my buddy Travis. Thank you, Travis. Appreciate that. Here we go. You guys ready?
Here comes the
Everybody dance. Let's go. That's 5 new members that are going to be with us on Sunday, hopefully. Whoever got the memberships, thank Travis for that. Look at your name. If you have a little egg next to it, you're a proud parent. Thanks to Todd, you're a proud parent of a Gila Monster baby egg. Take care of it. Don't abandon it next month. Keep it growing. It'll hatch. It'll become an adult Gila Monster someday after a year of membership. So you can't abandon your kid. You were gifted it. You got to take care of it. So I don't know. Whoever became a new member, that's awesome. Congrats, congrats. All right. I'm looking for the QQQ guys because I don't want to keep falling behind. But hey, look who it is. I know who that is. This is my cousin from Miami. Hey, Amelia. Thank you for making it. I appreciate it. I think it is. Unless there's another Amelia Martinez. Welcome, welcome. And yes, congratulations on your 11 pounds. How long have you been on it now? It's been what, a few weeks, a month? That's awesome. So happy for you. It's working. Michelle, howdy, Michelle. And Cricken the Kraken. Hi, everyone. I'm listening, but at the gym, so I won't be commenting, but keep riding the tide. Well, Cricken the Kraken, your name is now, the Gila Monster's name now is Gonzo. So Gonzo, Gonezo. And I can't wait to show you the actual name the way the name looks. It's pretty cool that I came up with. But you came up with the name, so thank you for that. And yes, Gonzo is the Gila Monster's name. Officially, it is Gonzo. Gone because the weight is gone. And Zo for Zepbound and Ozempic. So Gonzo is the name of the Gila Monster, thanks to Cricken the Kraken, right? I believe you're the one that came up with it. I could be wrong. If I'm wrong, let me know. So, all right, let me see if I can catch up. I don't see anything. Uh, welcome, Nikki, getting Zeppy. She's one of the new members as well. Thank you. Thank you for becoming a member, Nikki. Um, welcome, welcome. She says, I have an appointment to see the menopause specialist to go on HRT. I read a book called The New Premenopause that talks about HRT and GLP-1. Convinced me. Good stuff. All right, we have a question. Steve Marquez. Welcome, Steve. Question: have you had any days when you ate way too much and felt bad about it? Um, not felt bad about it. The most I have eaten, I believe, is like 3,200 calories, is the biggest meal I've had since I started. My TDEE is 3,100 calories. So I do, for those that don't know, I do a 90-10 way of eating. I eat healthy food 90% of the week, meaning, and because 10% for me would be 2 to 3 meals. So 2 to 3 meals a week, I eat whatever, whether it's pizza or wings or ice cream. I have no rules at all. Now, I'm not like super strict about it in the sense that I'm not like, oh, this week I'm gonna have, I don't plan my week. I do know that if somebody says, hey, let's go out for ice cream, and it's Tuesday, and I know that on Wednesday I'm going out with my son. We call it pizza with Poppy. Me and my son go out every Wednesday for lunch, and we have typically wings or pizza or something like that. Sometimes we eat super healthy anyways because he also eats healthy. So we'll have like Chipotle, something healthier. So, but if I know I'm going out with him for wings, let's say on Wednesday, like tomorrow's Wednesday, I'm going out for wings with him. So let's say that I'm going out to wings and I know I'm doing that. I know that's one of my higher calorie meals because even with the wings, I'm still eating less than 3,000 calories. I'm like at 2,500, 2,500 calories. No, I'm sorry, between 1,600 and 1,800 calories when I eat uh, wings. So anyhow, long story short is that I make I make my decisions based on that. So if I know I'm going out for wings and then on Friday there's a birthday party, or Saturday there's a birthday party, and I know those 2 days I'm going to be eating high calories, I may say no to ice cream on Tuesday. So that's the only time that I kind of say no to certain foods is when I know that during that week it would just be too much. I would be overdoing it. So I try not to overdo it. But no, I never had. The only time I had regret is I was like 2 weeks into the medicine, which the suppression was pretty high, and I went and had wings, and I couldn't believe that I ate. I think I ate like 18 wings, which I normally would eat 20 plus, but that's not unusual for me. But I couldn't believe I even had 18 because the appetite suppression was so strong. So I went home and I was shocked. I was like, man, that's okay, cool. I can eat this much. And around midnight, 1 o'clock in the morning, I woke up sweating, the biggest knot in my stomach, total pain. I was like, what? And ran to the bathroom and, had a explosion at that moment. So yeah, I didn't do that again. Not at that point, but eventually my body has adapted and I can eat 18, 20 wings now. No problem. It doesn't affect me. So hope that answers the question. So here we have, is that a question? No, but we have Carol gifted 5 Riding the Tide memberships. Another 5 people get the membership. That is fantastic. So you know what that means, guys. Let's go. Here we go. You get fireworks. Ready? Yay! Thank you, Carol. Thank you. And all the new 5 members that we have on the channel. Thank you, guys. Thank you. You even get a little siren. Cops are gonna get you. Carol. Thank you, Carol. I appreciate it. That is awesome. We're celebrating, guys. We're celebrating it. All right, I'm looking for cues, guys. Here we go. Travis, question. I'm glad you have questions, Travis. I appreciate it. Thank you, man. Julio, would you consider having your supplier offer you your shirts in dry fit material? Con is a bit heavy when it's 90 plus and high humidity. Nebraska isn't even Orlando. Brother, I'm glad you asked. Listen, I have been tempted and this close to doing it. It is available in the supplier, but they're $45. And I was, over here, I'm like, I don't want to make people feel like, like they got to pay so much, but I want one. So I've been tempted to doing it. I think it's even Nike product, what they have. And I think it's 45, maybe 55, or I don't know. I'm thinking it's 45, but I'll go ahead. I'm going to do that. I'll do that tomorrow. I'm going to put it on there. And just everybody know that Travis is responsible for me putting a $45, $55, $65 shirt on as an option. But I know we're all at different levels financially. I just, I think of everybody like I'm trying to be, like I want to be in that $15 to $25 range because I know that there's still taxes and there's still, shipping costs and all that. And, I don't know why I think that way, but that's how I thought. So yes, it is available and I will do that. I will put it on there because I want one too. So I'm going to go ahead and pull the trigger on that. So I'll do it and I'll see. You know what? I'll play around with it and see if I can get all of the different designs on the shirt. But we'll start out with the classic and then I'll start adding the Gila Monster designs on there. But thanks for asking. I appreciate that. Where are we at? All right, we're still about 15 minutes behind. So you guys are still chatting. I don't see a queue, but I do see that Texas Shane gifted 10. What? I didn't even know that was a thing. Texas Shane gifted 10 memberships. My goodness. You know what that means? I think everybody on here, I mean, we're at 38 people right now. I don't know how high we've been. This is the first time I check it. But I think a lot of people are going to have memberships tonight. Thanks to you guys' generosity. I really appreciate it. And you know what that means. That's right. And I hope everybody, I'm going to turn the volume up on this one. Come on, guys. Everybody's got to get up for this one. Oh, sorry. Here we go. And membership from Texas Shane. Thank you. That deserves all of the sound effects, of course. Thank you, Shane. Thank you from everybody on the chat that just received 10 more memberships. Appreciate it. Thank you. That is fantastic. Thank you, Shane. That's awesome, man. I really appreciate that. That is killer, man. This is crazy. Oh my gosh. You guys are awesome. That's right, Sunshine. That's how I feel. Damn. You do rock, my friend. Carol says, I'm trying to get Tiffany to grab one. That's funny. I don't know how that works. I don't know who gets one. Amelia hasn't gotten one either. on week 3. Welcome, welcome, my cousin. I'm going to tell a story. My cousin right here, Amelia, when I told her I was on this medication about 4 or 5 months ago, 6 months ago, she told me she used to work at a clinic that prescribed the medication. And she had never told me about that. She knows what a struggle I've had with weight. She's seen me at my worst weight, and she never mentioned it. And I was mad at my cousin Amelia for a few days, for a few seconds. I give you a hard time. I know I did. Hey, professor, welcome, welcome. This is my jujitsu professor, one of them. Fantastic professor. Yes, sunshine. Gonzo, but with the E. You got to throw the E between the N and the Z because the weight is gone. So it's Gonzo. But yes, Gonzo is the way to pronounce it. That's awesome. All right. See if anybody else has a question. Yeah, I thought you did. Cricket the Kraken says, yes, I came up with the name Gonzo. And the name also reminds me a little bit of Godzilla. Tool that's so cool. It is super cool. Thank you so much for the suggestion. And yeah, I can't wait to show you the what the logo looks like. I don't think I can pull it up here. I don't think that I can, but let me see. But I can put this one on here. So I wanted to show you guys this really quick. You guys know that when you become a member, you become a tide rider. And that's what the membership is called. You're tide riders, right? You're riding the tide and you become a tide rider when you get the membership. All you new people that are members. So I dug deep. You guys know I like to learn more about this medication. And I dug really, really deep into the history of this medication. And I went back into caveman days. And I was looking for how are tie riders born? How are they created? How did we get to this point where we have all these tie riders? And so this is what I found. Look at that. The evolution of it. I didn't even know this existed. I didn't even know this was a thing. But apparently, if you go into deep into Google and you Google the history of a tie rider, the evolution of a tie rider, here you go. This is what comes up from a little egg to a hatchling. The Gila monster has turned into a human, and it's amazing. And right here on number 8, the human is optimized, thriving, riding the tide. As you guys know, I may have a little too much fun with ChatGPT and Gemini and this channel. But now you guys know. Now you guys know that you have been where you came from if you're a tide rider. So there it is. Question from Steve. Have you heard of any issues with the Zip Quick pen? The Zip Quick pen. I just found my copay is half that of the single use pens. Um, have I heard any issues with it? I have not. I have not heard anything negative. I've seen people use them and they seem to be good to go. I do the vials. And but yeah, no, I haven't heard anything negative. Nothing but positive stuff. People really like them. So go for it. Go for it, my friend. I certainly would. If that was, that was an option, I would do it. Yes, everyone has to dance when I play that song. Another question from Steve. Have you heard of any issues? Oh, that's the same one. Okay, you asked it twice. All right, just making sure that I didn't miss it. Yep. I know I'm super behind, so let me just catch up here. Thank you, Professor. Thank you very much. He says I'm doing great hosting these. I appreciate it, my friend. Thank you so much. Travis, question: Julio, do you think hitting your 50s played a part in going GLP-1 route? Seems like there are so many of us. I know we are the generation that can best afford cash pay. Um, yeah, I mean, yeah, a lot of us at our age and, and up and up and up, we more mature is what I like to call it. We're not older or old. We are just more mature. Our mature uh ages, we are better off financially to afford these medications. But you know, I feel like they're like $450 is doable for I think most people when you try to move stuff around, pay things off, and kind of position yourself financially to be able to afford 450 a month. I mean, that's a typical car payment these days. And I've said it on my channel before. I've said it in some videos where if I had to walk or take Ubers to work or share a car, my parents, I grew up with a household where my parents shared one car. My dad would drop my mom off at work and go to work, and then he'd leave work, pick her up, and come home. And that was typical back in the 80s and 90s. And I wouldn't want to do that, obviously. And I'm in real estate, so it'd be very difficult to do that. However, I would make that sacrifice for the medication. I look at the medication as the number one, the number one thing that we're dealing with. Like, this makes everything in my life better. So it's my number one priority. The medication is first, and then everything else comes after. So if I had to make those decisions, I would, you know. Um, but I understand that it's still out of reach for some people. Obviously, compounded is less money, and even gray is less money, and that's why I don't judge anybody for anything. If gray is what you can afford or what you choose to use, I'm all for it because if your life is better. Obviously, I don't want you to get sick on anything. Even the the branded medication can get somebody sick, and some people do get sick from it and have to get off of it. And we're seeing that in the trials right now with retatrutide. So, you know, you just never know. But yeah, did hitting the 50s have something to do with it? I was not even thinking about this medication at all when I went to the doctors on November 3rd. I just went there like to ask like for help. I don't know why I wasn't even thinking of weight loss medications. I have literally, for those of you that don't know, I did acting, commercial acting for like 20 years from or like 18 years. Anyhow, a long time. And I had literally auditioned for Ozempic and Wegovy commercials. What was the line? I I I lowered my CV risk, my I don't know. It was I forget the line, but I lowered my CV risk, something, and I even lost some weight. That was my line. And I didn't get that one. But once I started the medication, I looked back and I had done a commercial in 2016 where I was the patient. I was a diabetes patient, and it was a medicine. You can go on YouTube and find it. It was called Tansium. Tansium. And I'm the patient sitting on the gurney in the Tansium commercial. And that's a GLP-1. That was a GLP-1. They no longer make that medication, but that was a GLP-1, 2016, I believe. So if you go to YouTube and you put in Tansium TV commercial, that commercial will come up and you get to see your buddy Julio on the gurney when I was heavier, of course. And yeah, that's when I wanted to quit doing commercials because um, I didn't want to be the patient. So, all right, I'm shooting through here because I am behind. Oh no, 9:10. Here we go. There's Todd. So I have no other questions. Let's see what Steve has to say. Steve Marquez. Just switch from Ozempic 2 milligrams to Manjaro 2.5 Ozempic. Stopped working for me. So hope Manjaro gets me back to losing weight again. Appreciate all the great content you offer. Thank you so much, Steve. I appreciate it. And that's a cool move, man. From semaglutide to tirzepatide. Now you got the two agonists. Hopefully that does work for you. Um, and just keep in mind all the stuff. Like if you come into plateaus, to look at your TDEE and what you're eating and what your exercise that you're doing, and you can hit plateaus from eating too little. You can get them obviously from eating too much. So, and from eating too little, you can feel more of the side effects, and so keep that in mind when you feel like something's not working. Um, Texas or Travis says, had the meds be available, I don't think I would had the meds be available. I don't think I would have tried in my 30s. Oh, had they been available, yeah, we want to try in your 30s, maybe my 40s. I think I would have been too proud, mistakenly so, to admit I need the help then. Um, yeah, that's very possible. However, here's the funny thing, right? Because a lot of people don't know what these medications are. A lot of people have no clue at all. So and I didn't know until I started taking it and started doing, a deep dive. I have a good friend, and he's been on here before, and I heard from another friend that he was taking retatrutide. So I reached out to him and I said, "Hey, how's the GLP-1 coming along?" And he says, "What's a GLP-1?" And I said, "GLP-1 is the medication." "I'm sorry, I thought you were taking GLP-1." He's like, "No, I'm not taking GLP-1." I said, "You're not taking any type of medication?" And he's like, "Well, I'm taking Retta." And I'm like, "Oh, okay." And that's when it hit me. This is now a few months ago, that a lot of people don't know that they're on actual weight loss medication when they're taking retatrutide. And if you go to TikTok and you punch in retatrutide and start watching the videos, you will see 1 million videos of 16 to 23-year-olds on retatrutide. So what I'm trying to say by that is that there's a bridge here. Retatrutide, because of the glucagon and aspect of it, the younger generation are on it, and they're on it just to shred up. They're not even needing it for weight loss. They just see their friends getting six packs and they want six packs, so they hit the gym and take retatrutide. That is very common in the uh, gym bro world right now. So as you say that, you would have done it in the 30s. Right now, believe it or not, here in the next year or so, we're going to see double, triple, quadruple the amount of people taking this medication in their 20s, 30s, 40s, because it is going to lose, I hope, and it is losing the stigma of it's a weight loss medication for people that cheat or don't care or whatever. So, but yeah, I get that. You know, I would have by my 20s, I was already fed up with failing because I was dieting since my teens, like 12, 13s, when I started being worried about it and concerned and getting teased and all that stuff. So, even younger than that. So, I probably would have, but Good point though. Let me see if I have any more questions. Here we go. We got a question from Todd. How you liking the Renfo? I like it, man. I wanted one of them because I was using the one at the gym, but at the gym they schedule it, and it was once a month, and they have to like do it for you. Like you can't just go in there and get on their scale, their bioelectrical impedance analysis scale, the BIA scale. You can't just use it. So because it's like that, right? And there was another place locally that measured me once on their scale, but it was the same thing. They're like, "Oh, if you want to come back, you can. Just let me know, and I'll set it up for you." So, I was like, "Man, I wish I could do this at home." And when I researched it, I'm like, "Ooh!" And found two scales: the InBody, the Hume InBody, I think, and then the other one was the Renfo. The Renfo was slightly less expensive, and it had what I felt had better reviews. Excuse me, from what I read. So I, I got my drink here and I haven't taken a sip yet. Apologize for that. So yeah, I think that I like it. I think it's fun. Look, the numbers can be completely off. I mean, it is all over the map. And when I first got it, I was like, man, this thing's broken because one day I've I've uh I've lost, you know, 2 pounds of muscle, and then the next day I've gained 5 pounds of muscle, and I'm like, what the heck? This thing's broken. And then I started researching and learning more about the scale and bioimpedance, and I made some videos on it. How hydrated you are makes a huge difference on your results. And I know some people here have mentioned about trends, and trends are the best way to look at it. That you're trending in a certain direction. But when I compare reports, I look at the reports that are the closest to the same hydration, which it gives you a body weight, body water weight. Yeah, body water weight, I think is what it's called. So let's say that I'm at 107 pounds of water on one report, and then a month later, I find a report around 107, 106, 108. Somewhere close, less than a pound. I try to get, because they say if you're a pound and a half or more difference, it's completely off. You're not going to see and that happened to me at the gym. I would go to the gym and he's like, man, you lost 12 pounds, but 10 of that was muscle. I'm like, there is no way I lost 10 pounds of muscle in the last month. That's crazy. I've been in the gym every single day. I'm like, but they're like, yep, this is what the machine says. This is what it is. I'm like, there's no freaking way. So yeah, I love it, man. It's at home. You can do it yourself. You can be in your underwear. You don't have to, be wearing clothes and stuff like at the other one. So, um, yep, yep, yep. Hope that answers it. Oh, Grant's in here. Hello, Grant. I haven't seen you, but I saw that Nikki says hello, Grant. So, oh, Behold's back from dinner. All right, now you guys know I'm watching the time, so we got 40 minutes, 41 minutes left. Aw, my cousin left. I missed her. Goodbye, cuz. There's Grant. Hi, Nikki. Yep, that ride is still going strong. Grant just recently hit his maintenance weight, and we celebrated it, and that is awesome. Congrats, Grant. All right, who we got here? Journey for Life is in the house. Yeah, rewatch it. Appreciate it. Yeah, there's a lot of good information in here. Oh, Nine Lives is here too. Hello, Nine Lives. Oh, that is Angie. That's right. Hi, Angie. I knew that. Grant didn't have to tell me. I knew that. Grant says, "Hey Julio, you get booked for next year's cruise." Oh, have I booked? I haven't yet. I do need to. I'm going to. I already talked to a wife about it. I'm definitely going to. That is awesome that you're going, Grant. That is awesome. I mean, I hope I can meet you before then, one way or another. But if not, we're gonna have a blast on that cruise. I think everybody should sign up for that cruise. Let's make it 500 people. Let's make it the entire cruise, whatever they hold, 3,000 people. I don't know. Let's make it all GLP-1ers. You imagine if we fill an entire ship? That would be great. But definitely from this channel, we got to get some people. I mean, Grant's got his own channel. Go and subscribe to his channel. It is fantastic. Please. Um, Grant's channel. I love watching Grant. You got the most calm voice in the world, Grant. And I love watching your channel, man. Great stuff. Him and his wife. They're great. Um, Nikki gets Zeppy. It's getting Zeppy. Down from 285 as of today from to 285 from 430 at my highest. Wow, that is fantastic. You know what that deserves? You guys got to get up and dance. You ready? This is for Nikki gets Zeppy. Here we go, guys. That is a fantastic, fantastic journey. Here we go. I hope everybody's dancing. Let's go. That is awesome. That is awesome, 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 awesome. I love that. I love to see that. I love to see these awesome journeys. That's an incredible journey, Nikki. Keep riding the tide, Nikki. You are on that tide. That is awesome. Todd says, "Yeah, I think the reviews skewed better for the Ramfo. Not to mention it is dual frequency, just a tool though to measure the trend. That's it, my friend. That's it." Hey, there's my buddy, Devil Dog. Good evening, Jeff. Welcome, welcome, my friend. What do we have? Yes, Carol, you can already sign up for next year's cruise. You better be going, so you better sign up. I want to see the receipts. You can bring your toddler, Angie. That'd be awesome. That would be an awesome non-scale victory to go on your first cruise. And you can, yep. Grant says you can bring a toddler, and I say you can bring a toddler. There were babies on there. So yeah, bring them. Bring the whole family. So Grant says that the cruise is going to the same place. Yeah. That's hilarious, Texas Shane. That's hilarious. 41 minutes until Julio's Gonzo. Gonzo. That is hilarious. That is so true. See, I knew it was Angie. I know, you guys, I don't know if you guys know, but I try to respond to every comment. that comes in. And I think I've responded, I don't know how many. I got to look it up to see where we're at now. I think we're over 1,000 comments that I've responded to. And, sometimes it takes me a minute to remember some of the conversations that we've had. And there's times where I go back and just start reading stuff just to read because I enjoy reading our comments. And I'm like, that's right, that's right. And I remember, so just so you know, Angie, um, Journey of Life 143 for those of you that are watching on replay or aren't aware here on the chat. But my, as you guys know, my company name is for real estate is 145. 145 was my batch number when I was a cop, one of the agencies I worked for. Well, my partner was 143 and I'm 140. I was 145. So that because there's a few journeys, few handles that start with journey, and I don't want to get them confused, but I remember 143, and you said to me, me and your wife, something to this effect, me and your wife share the same name. I believe that's all you wrote in the comment. And I wrote back to you and I said, well, then I should never forget her. I'll never be able to forget it. I believe that was the comments. I don't know how long ago that was. That could have been yesterday. I know it was on yesterday, but it could have been a few days ago or it could have been 2 months ago. I can't remember how long ago it was, Angie, but I do remember thinking Angie is 143, my partner as a cop. You're my cop partner, Angie. Oh, it's hilarious. Texas Shane, you definitely have to go, my friend. Yeah, we need to go. Go on the website, on the Downsize website, on their website, and book it. I'm gonna book mine. I'm gonna book mine by tomorrow because we got to go. Yeah, Sandra said they said yesterday they can only take 100, so they may only be able to take 100 through them, but anybody can get on that cruise. They're not only going to have 100 people in the whole cruise. So yeah, if they run out of room, if they hit their 100, the reason why they're saying that probably is because that's all they can fit in the venues for that they're guaranteeing, right? So the downsize has venues on the ship where they bring us all together and they do events or meetups, whatever. Like one of the events that they had, I believe that they could only have 25 people in there. So they actually told us, hey, the first 25 can get in. And I don't know. I believe that that's the reason. I don't know. I haven't talked to them about it, Christopher and Lorraine. I'm not sure if that's the reason. That's my assumption. That's why I assume that because obviously, if they could get all 3,000, they would. But I know that it probably has to do with the venues and what's offered, on whatever they're doing. That's my guess. But yeah, I mean, even if they hit the 100 mark, you can still go on the cruise. You just wouldn't be able to book it through them. You just have to book it through, the cruise line. But we can get all 3,000 people in there for sure, you know? Yep. He's confirming that. It's probably because of that. I'll talk to Christopher and ask him if if I don't see it somewhere else, if he hasn't really explained why. Nikki says they're limited to 100 people for next year's cruise. I hope to have the money to book it myself. Be great to meet you guys. Absolutely. That would be awesome. I'm going to get caught up here a little bit. Hey, Yari's here. Yari, you still haven't answered my question. So she says, hello, everyone. I'm late to the party, but I'm here. Welcome, welcome, welcome. So, Yari, are you the Yari that I just met on Facebook? Just let me know. Yeah, Texas Shane. I believe that it is on their website. That's where we signed up last time. Um, I will look it up. I will look it up. I have an answer for you guys. Um, Patricia, you're killing it too. She started at 221, but she's 184. Patricia from 221 to 184. That is killer. Killer. Love that. Congratulations, Patricia. Yep. Nikki says, way to go. Jeff, good words. Life is good. Stay consistent, and we will reach those goals and feel awesome. That is 100% correct. Julie says, today makes 50 pounds down from 237 October 25th and now 187. Very happy to be riding the tide. I love that, Julie. You are riding the tide for sure. That's awesome. Congratulations, Julie. That's killer. Cricken the Kraken says he's going to be on the cruise. Yep. Congratulations, Julie. Congrats, Julie. I love this community, man. We're all so tight here. It's awesome. Man, I wish I could read it here. It is so small up there. I can't read them. I hate to take my eyes off of you guys after I got this teleprompter thing. You would think it would work better than that, but I got the little one too. There was an XL one, but it was like $300 more, so I was cheap. I should have just gotten the bigger one. Angie says, yes, we do share the same name, LOL. It was when you were on the cruise. So that was the beginning of June, June 4th through the 8th. So yeah, I knew it was about a month ago. I mean, I knew it was a while back. You're a cop. You play one on TV. Just kidding. You're kidding that you're a cop or that you play one on TV or both? I don't know. Sandra, I'm officially 50 pounds down, started in December at 250, and now I'm at 200. Sandra, you're one sneeze away from Wonderland. You're literally going to sneeze and get on the scale, and you're going to be 199. I'm so excited to celebrate your Wonderland when you hit it. You got to let me know immediately. Text me, call me, whatever you need to do. You let me know immediately. I'm excited about that. Yep. Patricia, congratulations. Zeppy, Julie. Yeah. Carol says you're almost there. You are almost there. So close. Yay! I thought it was. I wasn't sure. Well, thank you for fighting me. That's awesome. And welcome, welcome. As you can see on my Facebook, I don't talk GLP-1. Not yet. I probably will eventually. A big part of it is because it's my real estate, where I do my real estate business. And I don't want to confuse people. I used to talk about, well, I did talk about acting, and I had a few people, and that was like I would do an audition every couple of weeks or something like that, and it was not a big deal. I would book like every few months, and I literally had somebody say, "Oh, I didn't call you because I thought you weren't doing real estate anymore. You were just doing acting. You were doing acting." I'm like, and no, what the heck? Call me when you got to sell your house. Are you serious? So I don't want to confuse people. that I'm like, no longer doing real estate, or I'm too busy in real estate or on YouTube to do real estate. So that's kind of why I'm holding back on Facebook. I will eventually, because this is such a big part of my life. Um, you know, I made one post on Facebook in December asking for advice on the medication. Anybody who could give me advice, which was great because I got a bunch of good advice. But that's the only thing you'll see on there. So, question from Travis Julio: as you near your goal, have you thought about how your channel might change when you are not chasing the scale? The YouTube channel, um, I no, I think that I haven't really thought about how it would change. What I have thought about is how well is that 1 year update video gonna do, or I hit my goal weight video, because my 6 month update is the biggest video I've had, which is not that big, in YouTube world, right? In YouTube world, 100,000 views, 200,000 views is pretty common. I was looking at, I'm not gonna remember her name, her channel name, because I'm horrible at this. You guys know Grace. Put down her channel name here. Oh my gosh, it's horrible. Anyways, I think she's got one video has done like 141,000 views. I saw today. Um, and mine's like at 20,000 views, I think 18, 20,000 views, something like that. But that's the most. Like most of my videos get to about 1,000 to 3,000 views is the most. But the 6 month video, and I think that's what people, the algorithm, right? What people are looking for the most. Most of you have probably came to my channel because of that 6 month video. So that's what I thought about. I'm like, man, I wonder how that video is going to do if the 1 year video does even better than the 6 month video, as far as drawing more people to the channel. Um, I don't know. I don't know if the downsize. They hit their goal weight, a long time ago, and they're massive. They're the biggest channel, right? Over 50,000 subscribers. So they're they're bigger than On the Pen, they're bigger than Megan, bigger than you know all of us. So I don't know that changes it. It might even improve it, because you do have the people that want to see the process, which is what I'm going through, and then you have the people that want to see, just want the the advice from the people that have already gotten there. So I think there'll be that shift, where there might be people looking for a channel where there's somebody doing what I did, which is, the process of losing the weight and the ups and downs and the this and that, which I wanted to share. And I was glad that I caught it at the right time, because that I didn't wait, because I started February 3rd, you know, the YouTube channel. So I started my medicine November 3rd, and it wasn't until February 3rd when I started the channel. So, um, you know, I was already a little bit into it, but imagine had I just waited until I was already at my maintenance, to then start the channel, I wouldn't have been able to show, this process, how my ups and downs, which I think are crucial. I think they've been really good for a lot of people. I get a lot of comments of thank you so much, because uh, a lot of the comments I've seen, it has to do with the weight, right? The stalls and I gained 2 pounds. What am I going to do? What am I going to do? And then they see my channel and they see that I'm like, I'm not worried about it. And then the next week I'm down 3 pounds, and, and there's that. And then I'm kind of glad that I hit the plateau now, even though I wanted to hit it around 190. I was thinking I was going to hit around 190, but, even now, I'm still not worried. I'm still not titrating up. I'm tweaking my intake and my expenditure and see what that does. And you guys are gonna see. You guys are gonna see if, in a few days I start going down. If by I started today, yesterday, so I'm thinking by the weekend, if not my Thursday, maybe on my Thursday I'll be under 199. Maybe not. Maybe it'll be the weekend when I get under 199. It's what I'm thinking that's going to be my body's reaction, but we'll see. Good question, man. Um, Patricia said, "Thank you. You're welcome, Patricia." Angie says she's both actually a cop at home. I have 3 boys. So you're running your uh your household like a prison over there. That's funny. And you play one on TV? Hmm. What's going on? I want to see that. I want to see that. Let's see. Did I do good with the answer, Patricia? She says, "Great question, Travis. Hopefully, Julio will answer." I hope I answered right. I hope I was pretty clear, but you never know. Todd says, "Question: Are you going to create a Facebook group?" I am. I've thought about it, but I'm not. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. You guys tell me what you think. If I should or not. I already have a hard time uh, answering questions on YouTube. And I know somebody else, I forget her channel too. There's somebody else has a channel, and she has a Facebook page. And every time she does a YouTube video, she's like, "And go to my Facebook page and click on the link and blah blah blah." And I tried doing that, and it was like, I'm like, how does she even keep up with this stuff? Like, it just seems like a lot. And I remember when I first started YouTube, watching the before I started YouTube, I was watching the Mr. Beast and all the YouTube guys that have the big channels showing new YouTubers how to do YouTube. And one of the advices that I kept hearing from different creators was stick to one platform. Don't try to do them all. Stick to one platform, get really good at it. And as you guys can tell, I am not very good at this yet. I've got a lot of learning to do and I'm trying to figure it out. Like, this is a big step, right? I never even thought I would ever do a live. That was not even on the playbook. It was just make videos, and that's it. And I've been making videos for years for my business. I'm one of the first realtors to be making videos, like closing videos. And even to this day, there's a lot of agents out there that would never make a closing video. Making videos of the house. Oh, I got this new listing and stuff. That's very common. But I do closing videos with my clients. If you go to my Facebook page, you'll be able to see that. And you guys know my name, Julio Zayas, so you can find my Facebook page pretty easily. You can all become my friends on Facebook. Um, like, there's a few of you that are already my friends on Facebook. So yeah, 100%. Uh, I've thought about it. I've thought about it because when you guys ask, I'm like, all right, they want it, because that's one thing I try to give you guys. And I said this, if you look at my first video, week 13, I say at the very end, I'm like, I want this to be interactive. I want it to be back and forth. I don't want it to be me talking into a box, and that's the end of it. This I love. And the reason why I started doing the lives was because of the membership. The membership, my first video to the members, yes, now that a bunch of you are new members, you can go back and watch. I've only done a few videos for the members, but the first video was literally just a few weeks ago. And I was like, "Hey guys, what would you like me to do?" And I think I had 6 members at the time. I think after tonight we should be around 60 probably, or 70 members. But they literally said, a few of you, like Grant and Carol, and a few of you guys said, "Go ahead and make let's do the live." I asked, would you guys like to do lives, members only lives? Like, what would you like to do? And they were like, "Yeah, do a members only live." And I'm like, okay. A little scared for sure. Lives are definitely scary. Saving Grace is a show. Losing a Grace. Losing a Grace. That's it. Thank you. Sandra. I appreciate it. Yeah, Lucy and Grace, which by the way, her channel is phenomenal. Go to her channel and become a subscriber on that one as well. But yeah, Saving Grace is the show, my friend. Lucy and Grace is right. Yeah, yeah. All of you. Yep. She's great. She's funny as heck too. She cracks me up. Um, so Travis says the downsize and RMZ both transitioned the channels to something new after the weight loss was over. I find it interesting to watch how some navigate this change. Interesting. You see, I didn't know that because I didn't watch them. Obviously, I haven't been watching them for that long. Um, I have zero interest in what they do. I just don't have interest in doing the news or updating. If something comes up, like when I'm about to make a video, if I see something that says Red or True Tide about to come out or something like that, I'll mention it. Like, oh man, I just read that Red or True Tide is going to come out. But I'm not interested in doing the research and, getting the teleprompter and having, I can do that. I just don't have interest in that. That doesn't excite me. For me, is sharing my experiences. And I get it. Once I reach the maintenance, am I going to run out of experiences? And I think that about that sometimes. Like, what else am I going to talk about? But the reality of it is that there's, so far, I feel like there's so much to share, so much information. Like today, when I was sharing about alcoholics, and I mean, not alcoholics, Overeaters Anonymous, right? Um, that's something that Barb mentioned to me 2 days ago. And I was like, you see, I haven't even thought about that, and I don't know. I feel there's enough content. And, the biggest thing for me is that I don't want people to suffer, man. I don't want anybody to suffer the way I've suffered. Like I suffer, man. I've said this before, and I know some of you guys have heard it. I've had some very, very dark moments in my life. And YouTube doesn't like when you talk about this stuff, but you guys know what I'm talking about, the S word, right? Um, and not to the point where I wanted to do that to myself, but I had dark moments where I didn't want to wake up the next day. I got to that point. Um, one night I was my son's room is in that direction, my room's in that direction, and I was sleeping in my son's room with him because my wife couldn't even sleep with me for a couple of years. It was very tough because of the snoring. And I was when I was like 285. I don't know if you guys see in the video when I raised my arm in one of the videos, and I've got this red mark here because I wouldn't take my shirt off because I was ashamed of the way I looked. So I would sleep with a shirt on, and it was double X or triple X, and the shirt, get bound up in my sleep and cut my arm. That was a common thing for me. So it was around that time, probably around 2016. I was sleeping with my son, and I woke up with vomit in my mouth, ran to the bathroom, threw up, and I was so down. That was probably the darkest and the hardest time I ever had. And I came back and laid next to him, and um, we're talking now like what, a 8-year-old laying next to your 8-year-old son, and thinking like I was a burden to him, burden to her, a burden to everybody in my life. So I didn't mean to get this crazy dark with you guys tonight, but because we're here to have fun, not to talk about this crazy stuff. But anyhow, I don't want people to go through that. And if you're going through that and you're seeing this and you're on this channel, know that there is hope. These medications changed my life and millions of other people. And there is ways. And that's why I talked about Overeaters Anonymous, because whomever cannot afford this medication, there are other options. We can do carnivore, keto, Atkins, Overeaters Anonymous, groups. There's all kinds of groups out there, and there's this community here. So even if you're unable to take this medication right now, I feel pretty much, man, Travis. I feel like I'm a PSA. I'm a billboard, man, for this because I just don't want people to suffer from this stuff anymore. And that's why I've said I'm never going to sell myself to for any amount of money. I'd rather be poor than to sell myself. This means way too much to me, and that's why I just don't have interest in doing the news. I think it's great that they do because I get information from them. I mean, I think it is great that they're using the platform for that, and they do other stuff too, but um, it just doesn't interest me because I don't feel like I'm directly impacting. I feel like I'm more directly impacting when I'm sharing my experiences and my feelings and my thoughts on what I'm going through. And I think that this is going to be for life for me. Like even 3 years from now, I'm still going to be sharing those feelings and those thoughts and in one way or another in new ways and just however that comes up. I hope that answers the question. 9 minutes, guys. 9 minutes. No. Julie says Grace and Julio should do a chat video, maybe. I would love to. I actually asked her. I don't know if she's here, lurking in the dark and not saying anything, but because she was on my live, on the members live on Sunday, and I've never seen on her. I've watched quite a few of her videos, but I haven't seen one where she does any collaborations. So I don't know that she does. I've collabed with the Downsize, with Barb. I've collabed with RMZ. Um, Lori. See, I can't remember Lori's channel now. I'm horrible, man. But I've collabed with Lori. So, oh, that was real estate related. So yeah, I would love to collab with Grace. Would love to, and she's here in Florida, so we could actually probably meet up and do a collab or just a video, Zoom or whatever, as well. But Texas Shane question: how about we have a member Google Meet or a Zoom once per month? I am totally down with that. I am so game to do that, my friend. Let me mute this. Oops. Yeah, let's mute it. All right. So yeah, I'm definitely down to do that. I think I mentioned that on one of the lives or something. But yeah, I would definitely love to do that. If everybody else is, comment, let us know if you're down. I mean, just me and Texas Shane can do it, but that'd be great if we all do it. Jude, hello, hello, hello. Question, Julio, tonight, Brittany Rose did a live. That's her. That's who I was talking about. That she does the Facebook. Brittany Rose. She does the YouTube and Facebook. Did a live Google show, and we could see each other. It was fun. Would you ever do that? Ooh, Google show. That's probably what Texas Shane was just talking about. Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna find out what that is. A Google show, huh? Let me see. Let me write that down, because if not, I'm gonna forget. Let me see. Google show. And or Zoom. See, I already forgot. Oh, you said the same thing, Texas Shane. All right. I don't know what the Google Meet is, but I'll figure out what the Google Meet is. And Zoom, I know Zoom. I got Zoom. I pay for Zoom for real estate, so I'll definitely look into that. Yeah, great. Yeah, Google Show or yeah, Google Meet is what it's called, right? Google Meet or Zoom. Definitely. I would love that. Yari says, Julio, with YouTube, you can speak more freely and uncensored. Other platforms like Facebook, you have to be careful with what you say, especially regarding GLP-1s. I have noticed that too. People refer to them like T and whatever O's, and yeah, I think I have noticed that as well. Yeah. Um, okay, cool, Patricia. You did like my answer. Good stuff. Travis says, Julio, you are doing better and better with your lives. You're crushing it tonight. Thank you so much, Travis, man. I appreciate it. Thank you so much. 5 minutes? No, I don't want it to be over. Yeah, B Hall says, I think it would be good to have a members private Facebook group like the downsize. Oh, I didn't know they had a private group. I'm not a part of that. The community would interact. Your level of interacting would not have. Did you finish your sentence? I'm sorry. I'm missing in my brain, missing part of that in my brain. Sandra says, yes, his realtor videos are awesome. Thank you, Sandra. I appreciate it. He shows how his clients are so excited and they celebrate with champagne, and they are so neat to watch. I wish you could sell my house in Florida. I would love to sell your house in Florida. Sell you a house in Florida. Yeah, I've been making videos for a long time. Those videos, I really love those videos. Not a lot of people do them, and they're really good for the client because they have that memory. They can always have that look back on that day. It's special. I think it's special when you close on a house, whether you're buying or selling. So okay. P Hall says, oops, I thought you were missing something. I'm like, your level interaction would be up to you. Gotcha. Yeah. Yeah, now it makes more sense in my brain. Yeah, I mean, I can do that for sure. Yeah, I mean, and I know I'm gonna get to the point here soon. I think we're getting now to like I don't even know 16 something. I think 1600, no 1700, almost 1700 subscribers. And I know pretty soon it's just gonna be impossible for me to answer everybody. I know it just is. And I mean by pretty soon, like another 5,000 subscribers. I'm not trying to make myself think that I'm big, but anyhow, yeah, I'm kicking this thing. I need to get it away from me. Yeah, I mean, I'm willing to try it. I'll do it. I'll start one. I don't know how that's gonna fly. If I do a private one, invitation only. Yeah, I think there's also I can have rules and there's issues. Like some people get shut down because people make comments, or you get infiltrators in there and stuff. So, but I'll try it, man. I mean, what's the worst that could happen? Travis says, I agree. Keep your originality. The hard part of distinguish that's the part of the hard part to distinguish yourself from the pack. Yeah, I mean, look, yeah, man, I when I started this, like I say, I just wanted to be, my focus was just giving my 2 cents on what I've gone through and what I'm going through. And that's my limit. That's my limit, man. I just don't have any. Yeah. I'm probably gonna remain myself. I don't think there's gonna be much of a choice. So Todd says, I think doing weight loss interviews would be great. Man, we got a minute left. No. And this is 9:47. This is a while back. Yeah, I'm definitely gonna be doing interviews because I want to give, like I've said, the people that are not able to take this medication, I want them to have options. And also, if you're on the medication, then your insurance drops you and all of a sudden you don't have it, or if we have shortages or anything, I want those options to be available as well. So I'll be doing some interviews on that. I don't know about interviews. I'm kind of like the person that says, hey, I want to, like, I don't know if you guys saw the one with the bodybuilder. That wasn't much of an interview. It was more like, hey, I met this guy. He's pretty cool. I think you should follow his page and he has done, Red or True Tide, and his name is so and so, and go for it, man. Talk to him. And then he talked for a little bit, and I was like, all right, let's go. I'm done. I'm not. I can do, sit down interview, 2 chairs, and have questions, and I may do that. I may do that just to get more information out there, which is what I'm always trying to do. So I may do that. Panel discussion. We do really well. Maybe an hour with limited audience interaction. I would do that as well. I like that, and I think Christopher's looking to do that at the AOC. I don't even know what it's called, but I'm going here in Orlando, coming in July. That conference that's going to happen here that has to do with weight loss, and I think he's looking to do an all male panel, so that'll be cool. I'm looking forward to doing that if he puts me on it. Yeah, Todd says keto was my best option that worked prior to Zep. Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. Like, I just want to be able to give people, give people options out there, man, so they can, work through that. So, real quick, Tom started Manjaro September 2025, and today, June 30th, he's down to 284 pounds from 297. That is fantastic, my friend. Congratulations, Tom. That's awesome. That's awesome, awesome, awesome work, my friend. Keep it up. You're riding the tide, my friend. Manjaro, you're riding the tide. Keep it up. I'm sure you're feeling fantastic. Thank you, Patricia. She says, I'm sorry to hear that, Julio. I'm glad that you didn't go through with it. Thank you very much. I really appreciate it. Me too. Life is good right now. Yari says, I personally love how honest and genuine you are. That's why we are here, Julio. Thank you so much, Yari. I really appreciate that. And I hope to stay that way. B Hall says, I know you're trying to keep things very positive, but it is okay to address the dark feelings in those dark moments. It's all part of this journey and impacts most of us. Thank you for saying that, man. I appreciate it. Tom says, oops, I started Manjaro September 2025 at 297 pounds. And today, June 30th, 2026, I'm down to 184 pounds. Holy cow, dude. Yeah, I can't do the math that fast, but what is that? Like 5 pounds per week? That is huge, my friend. You are going super fast. And before we go, we got one more good time. I have to celebrate my friend Tom. All right, everybody get ready. We got to dance. This was for Tom.
Here comes the
Woo! Somebody do the math on this one, boy. Woo! That's a lot of weight. Tom. That is awesome. Wow. That's crazy. Yeah, somebody do the math on that one. My math is probably off, but it's probably around 5 pounds a week or something like that. Yeah, everybody's congratulating Tom. Terry just took her shot. She shot. Everybody. That's awesome. Celebrate it. I love that. YouTube won't let me play that It's weird. I play it every Thursday on my shot day, but when I try doing it here, it flagged it. So I don't know why. Jude says, great show, Julio. So thank you, Jude. I appreciate it. We're getting ready to get out of here soon. I'm going to start wrapping this up. BU, you are the best. Evening, everyone. So glad I can finally catch a live. Your chat with Barb and the downsides were both great. Congrats on your success. Thank you, BU. I'm sorry you made it at the end of the show, Thai Tuesdays, but I'm glad that you made it anyways. Kelsey's any chance of videos in Spanish? I love to show family. Why not? I'm down. I'm down with doing that. Or at least have some Spanish in the English versions so everybody can understand a little bit of translation. My Spanish is not great. Puedo hablar español y todo, pero las palabras grandes, olvídate. So the big words I cannot say in Spanish. I mess them up. So, but Kelsey, I'll take that into consideration. Thank you, Tom. Toth. I'm sorry again. Thank you, guys. Appreciate it. So we're gonna start wrapping up here. Love seeing everybody as well. Thank you, guys, once again. Let's leave on a great note. Once again, with this incredible song, A Little Horn. And thank you guys for watching. I really appreciate it. Another Thai Tuesdays in the book. As always, keep riding the tide. See you guys soon. Good night.